about this community and how did better community development get started in this area?
30 years ago, Reverend Robinson was decided to start a church, a part of the United Methodist Church, where a building had sat vacant for many years, about 8 years actually, due to white flight. After receiving an opportunity to serve as the senior pastor there, Reverend Robinson got with the community because he was truly a community organizer, and what he wanted to do was to ensure that the church just didn't do 11 o'clock service and Wednesday night Bible study. He saw a need in the community because it had changed due to the transition, and decided that we would form an organization which would provide services for the community or with the community. So as a result of that, the nonprofit was started, which at that time was Black Community Developers in 1981. He met with the community, he listened to them, and they decided what the needs were. So a board was formed as a result of the needs that were decided by the people in the community. We believe that in community organizing, we should not plan for people. The community should be intricately involved and make a decision on what they see the needs are in their particular community. So we've been here in the Midtown community for the last 28, 29 years doing outreach. Our mission is to improve the lives of people who are, let me back up. I forgot what our mission was because I'm talking real fast. But anyhow.
That's fine. Kind of look at the camera a little bit more too.
Look at the camera?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Our mission is to improve the lives of people who are at risk, families who are at risk in the Midtown community. So that's how we got started. The board was formed, and since that time we have been doing everything we can to rebuild lives and restore communities.
Tell us about some of the early programs. What was some of the first programs they came up?
When the church first started, the very first program that the community said it needed was a daycare. At that time, there were no daycare centers in the Midtown community that served people who were at a lower economic level. So the very first program was a daycare center, and the daycare center was called Papa's Daycare. And the reason it was called Papa's Daycare was because he was the first one that was here in the mornings to receive the kids. And so everybody called him Papa, and the daycare started, which was the very first ministry that the church started through the nonprofit. After that, the next program just happened to become a shelter. There was a family who had been burned out, a mother, father, and 3 children, and they didn't have anywhere to live. United Way called us. They called all around the Midtown community at that time, and nobody would take them. So Reverend Robinson said, we have plenty of space. We have all the space here. We will allow them to stay here. So because of the need again, no study, no plan, no strategic plan, again, meeting the needs of the community, we began a shelter. And at that time, the shelter was for families. So those were the 2 very first programs that we started in the Midtown community.
And since then, what kind of programming have you been engaged in?
The programs continued to grow, again, based on the needs of the community. We started a homeless shelter. It changed from families to men. And in most cases, with men, there has to be another underlying reason for them to be homeless. And one of the things that we found out was that a lot of that was substance abuse. So as a result of the homeless program and having men who were here, we began a partnership, a relationship with a gentleman who relocated from California and wanted to start a CA meeting, and that's Cocaine Anonymous meeting. So this particular individual came to Reverend Robinson again, who was a bold person, who was radical, who did not mind doing anything that was outside of the norm of the church, allowed this group to actually begin the first CA meeting here in the city of Little Rock. The CA meetings grew so that they would have more people in their CA meetings than we would have in 11 o'clock service. So again, it was based upon a partnership and a relationship. Every program that we've ever started, it always started as a relationship, which Reverend Robinson was always open to allow people to come in to use facilities at no cost. And from the homeless shelter and the substance abuse program was formed because, again, we looked at not only the prevention and the intervention, but the treatment. So, again, because of the need, the community stating that there's so many drugs in the community, the gang violence that was happening, that we needed to deal with treatment, and we needed to deal with prevention and intervention for youth. Got a contract with the city of Little Rock, started doing gang intervention. And because the community changed, so there were a lot of abandoned homes, and people were relocating and wasn't able to rent their property. So again, because of relationships and partnerships, people would come to Reverend Robinson and say, well, you know, I got this house. I want to donate it to you. Well, they wanted to donate the house because, number one, they wasn't able to keep people in it to rent it and take care of the home. So we began to acquire property. It was a God thing, not knowing that we were going to eventually roll over into affordable housing. So at this point now, we have homebuyer counseling. We do affordable housing. We build homes for first-time home buyers. As of today, we've done about 39 homes, not just in the Midtown community, in Jacksonville subdivision, and in John Bear Addition area. We've built several homes there. We relationships again, partnering with another church, we were able to start a program called Jobs for Life, which is an 8-week program. It's faith-based. We invite people from the community to come in and help facilitate the sessions, and started the Jobs for Life program, which is more life skills. We don't actually do placement, but we work very closely with our clients to ensure that they do get jobs. So again, once you begin programming and get the credibility and form those relationships, it's a lot of work you don't have to do because people will come to you and say, I have an opportunity. They know that you are a credible organization. They know that you are doing it because it's a mission. It's not about a check. It's not about getting paid a lot of money. We don't get paid a lot of money. But we do the work. We do the work because we believe that we are the instrument to ensure that every person has a life where there is hope and where he's able to take care of his family.
One of the projects I know that you did was you have a place called Will's House. I think that was a partnership opportunity as well, wasn't it?
One of the other programs that we operate is Will's House, which is a coalition that was built with several organizations. Mental health, another program that's family services, another program also that provides HIV/AIDS education. Will's House is a permanent housing facility for formerly incarcerated men. So it's about, we provide their services for 18 men, their apartments. They have ongoing case management. It's a partnership that we had with HUD, who provides some of the funding for that. And so it's an excellent opportunity for men once they complete treatment, once they come out of prison, they can re-enter into the community, have jobs, have a place to live, have case management, there's transportation, there's mental health. All those services we don't do alone. They're provided by other providers or other partners of ours.
Have you been able to see impact on the lives of those who have gone through Will's House?
At Will's House, and with most of our programs, our substance abuse program as well, the Hoover Treatment Center, people's lives are truly changed. One of the things that Reverend Robinson focuses on is a reunification of families. So there have been many occasions where families have been reunited, where mothers now are back with their children, where husband and wives are back together. We have several families who now are homeowners. So they went from homeless to homeowners. They have custody of their children. They are paying taxes. They're attending church. They're volunteering. They're giving back. So there's a major impact. And the key to the whole thing, I think, is the ongoing support. So our services that we provide at BCD is very holistic. So it's not like you get one piece. You just get this piece here. You just get treatment. No, there are others as far as family counseling, anger management, job placement. It's a whole gamut. So it's very comprehensive, the services that we provide. And we're able to do that because of the partnerships.